How are people in the Ripple and XRP community doing? World Crypto Finance. Hello again. Day 1 of December. Thursday has come. I am almost ready to leave this house. I'm going out to probably get a couple of drinks and a few things to eat. I have a big day planned. I have a 7:30 kickball game that starts at 630. It's a playoff game, and the first round is 630. Then, if we win, we have a semifinal game at 8:30 p.m., but I also have a softball game at 8:30 p.m., and my team is short, so I'll have to leave kickball and go to softball to help them out. It will be another late night, but it's okay because I'm going to get 2 days off for vacation. So I have to stay awake. It's not all back to work, folks, but I'm going to have to on a Monday. But listen, we have a lot to talk about in this video. We have a Ripple partner who just did a huge expansion, so you'll want to stay for this. So much information and news was waiting for me. Yes, we're talking XRP. Yes, we are talking about the liquidity of demand. Let's talk about everything, people. You'll want to hear this, and we'll also talk a little bit about John Dean and Sam Pig-Freeman. SPFX, there was just an interview on Fox Business about a meeting that happened yesterday. They told the truth and said things like, "This guy should be locked up, he's a criminal." It's true, you know. I'm sure of it. But this has a crazy twist, and I'm going to tell you about it. So, let's do this live coin watch update like we always do with Bitcoin. What are you up to? $16,930 and is down 9% at the moment. In the last 24 hours, a $1,276 Ethereum, that's at 1.49% in the last 24 hours, US. And USDC, which are both less than $1, are both set at 99 cents. XRP is still struggling to be worth more than 41 cents. It's 39.5 points, or 3.16%, down. The total value of the cryptocurrency market is nowhere near $1 trillion, which is the psychological level where we need to be. Bitcoin dominance 37.19, I don't know what you're like. But if I were a business and all of this was happening right now, I wouldn't play the crypto game. This is a great time to save money and build up assets. But that's what it really is. But what do you know? You know where it ends? I told you how to get down. And Tony is going to tell you right now. The bottom for Bitcoin USD will be in December, when the price drops from $2,311 to $14,000. Before we move up to between 28 and 30K. People, my guess was right. I'd call 10 to 14 the same way. And my guess was right. And we do see this happen in December and the first quarter. Then there's a jump from 10 to 11. We're going to say 10,000 in this video. It's easy to do the math from a $10,000 Bitcoin to a $30,000 Bitcoin, which is 3x. If your precious coin did not have $30,000, what do you think it would be worth? Or, if you didn't run the last time, what are you going to do? And what if Bitcoin falls? Let's face it, XRP will go down because of this. How low can it go? No. But if it drops to 30 cents and we can get it to pump back up to $1. And the last two have ended, giving us $5 or $6 in XRP. We all seem to know where it goes. Think about the benefits, and think about the benefits that will come. These are the chances where you can make money. It's that easy. You want to talk about how to make money and how this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. It's happening right now because I'm sure that once a triple-verse SEC lawsuit is over, regulations are put in place very quickly. I think they are already set up and ready to go once the regulations are in place. We'll never see prices like this again, especially since Fox Business called it financial fraud. FTX is too ashamed to ask why the New York Times is giving the disgraced crypto king a squawk box when he should already be in jail. Listen, we're glad to have you with us. It's pretty amazing to think that the founder of FTX is going to sit down for this interview. This will happen in a short while. No question can be asked. What question would you ask? Well, I'd ask you why you did this, right? Why do you have the right to do this? How do you have to work out a plan to give us back the money? Who is with you? So, why aren't you in jail to begin with? This interview could have happened behind bars as well. There are a lot of things I'd like to ask the guy there. So, but we do know that he wants to rip us off. He has done a crime. He was doing it on purpose. We didn't give him permission to use us as pawns. I don't think that kind of person will give me straight answers. What does it say about him that he's sitting down for this interview in the middle of this storm? I think this is a very, very big mistake by New York Times. It's surprising to me that people like SPF and Mark Zuckerberg are both speaking for Ukraine on the same stage. We're aware of what he's done. We know what he's done, how he's done it, and what crimes he's committed. He should already be in jail, and I don't understand why he isn't. And he had a chance to tell the truth about it. He's been sending tweets that are hard to understand, one letter at a time. What he's doing doesn't make any sense. So why does he get to have this stage? It kind of irritates me a little bit. So, that should make you mad. Everyone should be mad about it. But folks, wait, it gets better. It gets better if you look at what SPF said early on as translated by KIM.com. Let me just add 24 seconds. Please wait. Listen, I want to make a point. You look at the US platform and the international platform. The US platform, which is regulated by the US government and has users from the US, is, as far as I know, fully solvent and fully funded. And, I think that people could start making withdrawals today. And that would make everyone happy, since none of these problems are caused by the US platform. Listen, this means you can't come. This is lovely. Because we based FTS users don't get paid. There's no reason to say excuse me because they can be paid. Why should the US government look into SPF? Users outside of the US have lost everything, so what does it matter? Likely a coordinated plan with the US government, which gets a lot of money from the SPF. People tell me that doesn't sound like the whole truth. Tell me that's not true right now. That is more than true. So, I'll take care of the customers in the US. No problem. They'll get paid. He'll pay them, and the US government will look at him, but he won't be arrested. But who else is the rest of the world screwing over? This is 100% true. It looks like a planned attack, folks. All the money that these people from outside the US cost. He thinks everything will be fine because he'll just have to pay back US investors. Why is he still free to run? No one knows the answer to that. Nobody. At last, someone to whom I can reply. This was finally put out by James Key. I have some ideas about how and when to file the summary judgment motions and the sealing issues that are still open. Instead of typing along the thread, I'm just going to write it down. Here you go. I have some thoughts on the Hammond documents, the outstanding sealing issues. I don't think we'll hear anything about the hidden documents and the answers that come next. So long as Henry documents are used as references, I think the SEC will get rid of those references as time goes on. I also think that Judge Torres will make a decision on the sealing issues soon after January 9th. This is because I don't think this is how Judge Torres will handle the rest of this case. There are 3 big issues outstanding: 1 summary judgment, motions to expert challenges, and 3 sealing issues regarding the expert reports. The SEC and Ripple used the Henneman documents and other information to figure out what was going on. What Judge Torres unseals will probably depend on what she believes and how she decides on summary judgment motions. When a judge uses a piece of paper to make a decision, that paper is called a judicial document. And they will come out. What does this mean then? I don't like how Judge Torres works. First, she will write up your summary judgment ruling and point out any problems that are now sealed or redacted documents that she used. If she put her trust in them, there will be no talk in a rolling issue, and they will not be opened. If she does her line of documents on decision, then it doesn't matter whether or not a document needs to be kept secret. The same goes for the motions of experts. If she doesn't use expert testimony to decide on summary judgment, she won't have to worry about how to change the motion to get rid of the expert testimony. My point is that I don't see why the judge would go through the expert motions and the sealing motion separately before deciding which parts, if any, are important to the summary judgment motion. She probably won't. This is well put together. And he's right. Now, people, I want to talk about this because it's the most important news of the moment. In last week's EGM presentation, Ripple's partner Nobody Payments showed how they had extended their partnership with Ripple's as part of their plan to grow. Here you go. Here's what will be said. We can see that they have extended their Ripple partnership by looking at their new and larger markets, which reach all the way to LAP. How come that is so big? Who remembers the case study about Nobody they are doing on the Ripple's website? Are they giving up on electronic payments? Companies that make it possible for businesses in 58 countries, from small shops to large companies, to be paid from any device, anywhere? What's the answer? It's simple, folks. The Ripple OTL solution, which uses the digital asset XRP as a bridge for cross-border payments, makes it possible for no one to provide safe and timely cross-border transactions between Australia and Southeast Asia. Who can remember? Play with you a bit. No one is going over their presentation from the fourth quarter report in September. Excuse me, but they sent out their quarterly report in September. And they talked about Ripple between Google Pay and Visa, Alipay, Apple Pay, Union Pay, and WeChat Pay. What do all of these have in common? Yes, you guessed it, Ripple. And then, right here is the presentation. Let's do a Control F. What do we find when we get there? That Ripple's partnership goes all the way to Thailand. We get down here. What else do we see? The acquisition gives the body the local presence in Southeast Asia, which is going to blow up with on-demand liquidity. How do things look? Well, they only talk about Ripple in Southeast Asian new markets. We're not done yet, and we won't forget when no one went and came back. And they decided that they would issue the Australian dollar stablecoin on the XRP ledger with help from Ripple Audit. Forget that. That's another thing you shouldn't forget. Who then forgot this? Went on. No one from Australia to Southeast Asia said they were tapping into XRP. Everyone, I didn't forget any of this. You also shouldn't. Because what Ripple does is very interesting. They keep building because that's what they do. Prepare. This is going to blow up at some point, and I hope you're there with me when it does. Wish me luck in the games tonight. Wash it down, clean your hands, and use whatever pentacle is out.